Commander Jake Sullivan stood on the bridge of the U.S. Liberty, watching the stars through the large front window. A ship moved quietly through space near Jupiter. It was just another normal day of patrol duty around the outer planets of the solar system. "Commander, we are getting a strange signal," said Communications Officer Sam Johnson. He looked worried as he checked his equipment. "It sounds like a distress call, but the language is not human." Jake walked over to Sam's station. "Can you tell where it is coming from?" "Yes, sir. About 200 kilometers away, near Jupiter's fourth moon." Sam pressed some buttons on his control panel. "The signal is very weak. Whatever is out there might not have much power left." Captain Lisa Martinez entered the bridge at that moment. She was tall and confident, with short black hair and sharp eyes. "What is the situation, Commander?" Jake turned to face her. "We have a distress signal from an unknown source. The language is not human." Lisa raised her eyebrows. "Not human? Are you sure?" "Very sure, Captain. The sound patterns are completely different from any Earth language." Sam played the signal through the bridge speakers. Strange musical tones filled the air, rising and falling in ways that human voices could never make. Lisa listened carefully. "It does sound like someone asking for help. How far away are they?" "Close enough to reach in 20 minutes, said Navigator Kyle Adams from his station. "But Captain, if this is really an alien ship, should we call Earth Command first?" Lisa thought for a moment. "If someone is dying out there, we help them first and ask questions later. That is what humans do." She turned to the whole bridge crew. "All hands, prepare for rescue operations. Jake, get our medical team ready. Kyle, set course for the signal source." The Liberty turned toward Jupiter's moon. As they got closer, their sensors picked up a small ship floating in space. It was unlike anything humans had ever built. The ship was smooth and curved, like a silver teardrop. Strange symbols glowed weakly along its sides. "The ship is badly damaged," reported Chief Engineer Pete Gordon over the radio from the engine room. "Their power systems are almost dead. They will not last much longer in the cold of space." Dr. Alex Foster arrived on the bridge carrying his medical bag. He was a calm man with gentle hands who had saved many lives during his years in space. "What can you tell me about the beings we are rescuing?" "Nothing yet," Jake admitted. "We have never seen anything like their ship before." Lisa made her decision. "Bring them aboard. Use docking bay too. Alex, have your medical team ready for anything. We do not know what they look like or what they need to stay alive." The rescue operation took an hour. The alien ship was small, built for only 3 or 4 people. When the Liberty's crew opened the airlock, they found 3 beings inside. They were not human at all. The aliens were tall and thin, with pale blue skin that seemed to glow slightly. They had 4 arms each and large black eyes that took up much of their faces. Their heads were bigger than human heads, and they had no hair. They wore tight-fitting silver suits that looked very advanced. 2 of the aliens were unconscious. The third was awake, but very weak. When it saw the humans, it made soft musical sounds, the same type of sounds they had heard in the distress signal. "Get them to the medical bay quickly," Dr. Foster ordered. "They are breathing our air, but their body temperature is much lower than ours. They might be going into shock from the cold." The medical team carefully moved the 3 aliens to the medical bay. Dr. Foster worked quickly to help them. He had to guess what their bodies needed, since he had never treated aliens before. The conscious alien watched everything with its large black eyes. After 2 hours of work, Dr. Foster came to the bridge to report. "All 3 are stable now. They were suffering from cold and lack of oxygen. Their ship's life support had almost completely failed." "Can they talk to us?" Lisa asked. The one who was awake tried to communicate. It kept pointing at itself and making sounds. I think it was trying to tell me its name. Sam had been working on the alien language during the rescue. Captain, I think I can build a simple translation system. Their language uses musical tones to carry meaning. It will take time, but I might be able to create a way for us to understand each other. Jake looked out the window at the alien ship, now safely inside their docking bay. This changes everything. We are not alone in the universe anymore. Lisa nodded. Yes, it does. But first, we help them recover. Then we learn who they are and where they come from. She paused, thinking about what this meant for humanity. And maybe we learn why they were in our solar system. Over the next few hours, the Liberty became the most important ship in human history. The crew worked together to make their unexpected guests comfortable while trying to figure out how to communicate with them. The aliens seemed grateful, but also nervous. They watched the humans with curiosity and something that looked like worry. Dr. Foster noticed that they jumped at loud sounds and seemed afraid when humans moved too quickly around them. They act like they are scared of us, Dr. Foster told Lisa privately. But we saved their lives. Why would they be frightened? Lisa did not have an answer yet, but she could see that their alien guests were hiding something important, something that would soon change how humans saw themselves and their place in the galaxy. The adventure was just beginning. 2 days passed on the Liberty. The 3 aliens were now healthy and could walk around the ship. Sam Johnson had worked day and night to create a translation system. It was not perfect, but humans and aliens could now have simple conversations. Aliens told the humans their names. The one who seemed to be their leader was called Veltar. He was an ambassador from something called the Zenari Commonwealth. The second alien was Kixna, an engineer who fixed spaceships. The third was Zephys, a medical officer who healed sick people. We thank you for saving our lives, Veltar said to Captain Lisa through the translation device. His musical voice came out as words on a computer screen. Your kindness will not be forgotten, Lisa smiled. We are happy to help. Can you tell us about your people? Veltar made sounds that the computer translated as nervous laughter. We are traders and explorers. We travel between star systems, sharing knowledge and goods with peaceful species. Dr. Alex Foster was very interested in learning about alien medicine. He spent hours with Zephys, comparing how humans and Zenari healed injuries, but he noticed something strange. Every time he demonstrated normal human medical procedures, Zephys seemed shocked. Your healing methods are very aggressive, Zephys told Dr. Foster during one of their meetings. How do your patients survive such intense treatment? Dr. Foster was confused. What do you mean? I am being very gentle. You use tools that would cut through Zenari skin like paper. You inject medicines directly into blood vessels. You operate in gravity, so strong it would crush our bones. Zephys looked worried. Are all humans this hardy? Meanwhile, Chief Engineer Pete Gordon was showing Kixna around the engine room. The alien engineer was amazed by human technology, but not in the way Pete expected. Your machines are built so strongly, Kixna said, touching a metal wall that felt normal to Pete. This would be armor plating on our ships. But you use it for ordinary walls. Pete shrugged. It needs to be strong enough to handle normal wear and tear. Normal? Kixna's large eyes got even bigger. The pressure levels in this room would kill most Zenari instantly. How do you work in such dangerous conditions? Pete looked around the engine room. It seemed perfectly safe to him. Dangerous? The temperature is only 22 degrees. The air pressure is normal Earth standard. We are not even working hard. Today, Kixna made alarmed musical sounds. 22 degrees is almost freezing for us. And this air pressure feels like being crushed under a mountain. Lieutenant Commander Amy Chun decided to organize a cultural exchange program. She wanted to show the aliens what human life was like. She gathered videos and pictures from Earth to share with their guests. The first video showed children playing in a park on a sunny day. The Janari watched in horror as kids ran around, fell down, got up, and kept playing. "Are those young humans in combat training?" Veltar asked with concern. "No, they are just playing games," Amy explained. "This is how human children have fun." The aliens made shocked sounds when they saw children running at full speed and jumping from playground equipment. When lightning flashed in the background. During a thunderstorm, all three Zenari jumped away from the screen. "You allow your young to be exposed to atmospheric bombardment?" Zephys asked in disbelief. Amy was confused. "You mean rain?" "It is just water falling from clouds. Water falling from the sky with enough force to injure living beings, accompanied by electrical discharges that could kill instantly," Veltar corrected her. "On our worlds, such weather would cause immediate evacuation to underground shelters." Next video showed people swimming at a beach. The Zanari became even more disturbed. "Why are humans entering that chemical death bath?" Kixana asked, pointing at the ocean. "That is seawater. People swim in it for fun," Amy said. "But it is filled with predatory creatures and toxic minerals. The pressure changes would collapse Zanari lungs. How do humans survive in such hostile environments?" Amy began to realize that what seemed normal to humans was terrifying to the aliens. She showed them a video of people hiking in mountains. The Zanari watched in shock as humans climbed steep rocks and walked across narrow paths high above the ground. "This appears to be some kind of extreme survival test," Veltar observed. "No, this is called hiking. People do it for enjoyment and exercise," Amy explained. "Enjoyment?" Zephys could not believe it. They voluntarily exposed themselves to lethal atmospheric conditions, unstable terrain, and gravity-induced falling hazards for pleasure? Security Chief Ryan Brooks joined one of the cultural meetings. The aliens immediately became nervous when he entered the room. Ryan was a big man, but he moved carefully around the Zanari because he had noticed they seemed fragile. "Why do they fear you?" Lisa asked Ryan privately. "I think they are scared of how strong we are," Ryan said. "Yesterday, I accidentally broke one of their communication devices just by picking it up normally. And when I walk at regular speed, they act like I am running at them." Dr. Foster had made a similar discovery during medical examinations. "When I take their pulse, I have to be extremely gentle. My normal grip would hurt them. And they are amazed that humans can heal from injuries that would be fatal to them." That evening, the three aliens asked to speak privately with Captain Lisa and Commander Jake. They seemed very worried about something. "We must tell you something important," Veltar began. "We have been sending reports about humans to our government, but we are not sure how to explain what we have learned." "What do you mean?" Lisa asked. "Your species is very different from others in the galaxy," Veltar continued. "Most intelligent beings evolve on worlds that are ... gentler than yours." Kixana added, "We have traveled to hundreds of star systems. We have never encountered a species that lives in conditions as harsh as Earth." "Harsh?" Jake was surprised. "Earth is just our home. It seems normal to us." Zephys made nervous musical sounds. "Normal for you, perhaps? But your planet would be classified as a Deathworld by galactic standards. The gravity, the weather, the atmospheric pressure, the dangerous creatures. Most species could not survive there for even a few minutes." The humans looked at each other in confusion. Earth seemed like a perfectly reasonable place to live. "Are you saying other planets are safer than Earth?" Lisa asked. "Much safer," Veltar confirmed, "and the beings who live on them are less physically capable than humans." There was a long silence as the humans tried to understand what this meant. "We think," Veltar said carefully, "that our governments need to talk to each other very soon." Ambassador Veltar asked Captain Lisa to call a special meeting. All the senior officers of the Liberty gathered in the main conference room with the 3 Zanari. The atmosphere was tense. The aliens had been whispering among themselves in their musical language all morning. "We must tell you the complete truth about the galaxy," Veltar began. His translation device made his voice sound serious and worried. "What we are about to share will be difficult for humans to understand." Commander Jake leaned forward. "We are listening." Veltar took what looked like a deep breath. "The Zanari Commonwealth represents over 300 different species. We have been exploring space for thousands of years. In all that time, we have learned to fear one type of world above all others." "What type of world?" Dr. Alex Foster asked. "Deathworlds," Kixina answered. "Planets so dangerous that only the strongest and most violent species can survive on them." "Captain." Lisa frowned. "And you think Earth is one of these death worlds?" "We do not think it," Cephas said quietly. "We know it. Earth is one of the most hostile planets we have ever studied." The humans looked around the table at each other. This did not make sense to them. Earth was just home. "But Earth is not that dangerous," Security Chief Ryan Brooks said. "Yes, we have storms and wild animals, but people live normal lives there." Veltar made sad musical sounds. "That is exactly what makes it so terrifying. You think surviving on Earth is normal." Navigator Kyle Adams pulled up a display showing Earth. "Can you explain what makes our planet so dangerous compared to others?" Kixina stood up and pointed at the image. "Your gravity is almost twice as strong as most inhabited worlds. Your atmospheric pressure would crush the lungs of most galactic species. Your weather systems are incredibly violent. Your oceans are filled with predators and toxic chemicals," Cephas added. "Your land has poisonous plants, dangerous animals, and geological instability. And your moon," Veltar said with what sounded like fear, "creates tidal forces that move entire oceans twice every day. Most species would consider such conditions impossible to survive." Dr. Foster shook his head. "But humans have lived on Earth for hundreds of thousands of years. We evolved there. Of course we can survive in those conditions." "Exactly," Veltar said. "And that is what makes humans so frightening to the rest of the galaxy." The room fell silent. Finally, Lisa spoke. "Frightening? Why would we frighten anyone?" "We saved your lives." Veltar hesitated before answering. "Because there was another species like humans once. They came from a death world very similar to Earth. They were strong, tough, and nearly impossible to kill. At first, they seemed peaceful, just like humans." "What happened to them?" Jake asked, though he was beginning to guess the answer. "They conquered half the galaxy," Kixina said softly. "They were called the Krex High Empire. For 10,000 years, they ruled over hundreds of star systems. No one could stop them because they were too strong, too fast, and too smart." "Where are they now?" Amy Chan asked. "Gone," Zephys replied. "They disappeared 50,000 years ago. No one knows why. But the galaxy has been peaceful ever since." Chief Engineer Pete Gordon stood up and walked to the display. "You are saying that every other species in the galaxy is weaker than humans?" "Much weaker," Veltar confirmed. "The average Zanari has about 1/10 the physical strength of a human. We cannot survive in the gravity and atmosphere that you consider normal. Our reflexes are slower, our healing is much weaker, and we cannot endure pain the way humans can." Ryan looked uncomfortable. "Is that why you all seem nervous around us? Because you think we might hurt you?" "Not might," Zephys corrected. "You could kill any of us by accident. Yesterday, Dr. Foster showed me how humans treat broken bones. The procedures he described would kill a Zenari patient instantly. Dr. Foster looked shocked. But I was being very gentle in my demonstrations. We know, Zephys said. That is what frightens us. Your gentle touch is stronger than our emergency. Medical procedures. Navigator Kyle had been thinking about something. You said the Krexhai homeworld was similar to Earth. How similar? Veltar looked at his companions before answering. Very similar. Gravity was 1.2 times galactic standard. Earth is 1.0 times. Their atmosphere was toxic to most species. So is yours. They had violent weather and dangerous wildlife. So do you. And they had a large moon that created massive tidal effects, Kixana added quietly. Kyle checked his star charts. Where was their homeworld located? In this region of the galaxy. Beltar pointed to an area on the display. Very close to where Earth is now. The humans stared at the star map. Earth was right in the middle of where the ancient Krexhai Empire had once ruled. So you think humans are the descendants of these conquerors? Lisa asked. No, Beltar said quickly. Human DNA is completely different from Krexhai biology. You evolved separately. But you evolved on the same type of world that created them. Communications. Officer Sam Johnson had been quiet during the meeting, but now he spoke up. Have other species detected human radio signals? Veltar nodded sadly. Your broadcasts have reached 17 star systems so far. When species heard them and realized they came from a Deathworld in the old Krexhai territory, panic began to spread. Panic? Jake repeated. Some governments are demanding immediate action before humans develop faster than light travel, Kixana explained. They remember the stories of the Krexhai conquest. They do not want to face another Deathworld empire. Amy looked horrified. But we are not conquerors. We are explorers. We want to make friends with other species. That is what the Krexhai said at first. Zephys replied quietly. The conference room became very quiet. The humans were beginning to understand the terrible situation they were in. So the galaxy thinks we are going to become the next great threat, Lisa said slowly. Many do, Veltar confirmed, but not all. The Zenari Commonwealth believes in giving species a chance to prove themselves. That is why we were exploring this region of space. We wanted to study humans before anyone made violent decisions. Ryan clenched his fists and forced himself to relax when he saw the aliens flinch. What kind of violent decisions? Veltar made very sad musical sounds. Some species are calling for your planet to be destroyed before humans can spread to other worlds. The humans sat in stunned silence. They had dreamed of meeting alien civilizations and joining a galactic community. Instead, they had learned that the galaxy saw them as potential monsters. What can we do? Dr. Foster asked finally. We do not know, Veltar admitted. This has never happened before. Usually, Deathworld species either become conquerors or destroy themselves before reaching space. Humans are the first to remain peaceful while developing advanced technology. Lisa stood up. Then we will have to prove that humans are different. We will show the galaxy that we can be trusted. How? Kixana asked. Lisa looked at her officers. Then at the three aliens who had become the most important beings in human history. We start by keeping you safe and getting you home, she said. And then we hope that your people will speak for us when the galaxy decides what to do with humanity. 3 weeks after the first meeting, warning signals began flashing on the Liberty's bridge. Long-range sensors detected several ships approaching fast from deep space. They were not human ships. Captain, we have 5 unknown vessels incoming. Navigator Kyle Adams reported. They will be here in 2 hours. Captain Lisa Martinez hurried to the bridge. Are they Zenari ships? Ambassador Veltar was also on the bridge. He had been spending most of his time there, watching for exactly this kind of arrival. He looked at the sensor readings and made worried musical sounds. "Yes, they are Zenari military vessels," he said through his translator. "But I was not expecting them so soon." Commander Jake Sullivan studied the sensor data. "They are moving very fast and in battle formation. This does not look like a friendly visit." Veltar became even more agitated. "I have been sending daily reports to my government about humans. I told them that you are peaceful. But I fear my messages have been misunderstood. Dr. Alex Foster joined them on the bridge." "What do you mean misunderstood?" "When I described human physical capabilities and how you live on Earth, my people became very frightened," Veltar explained. "They think I am being controlled or tricked by dangerous Deathworlders." Lisa made a decision. "Jake, send a message to Earth Command. Tell them we need backup ships here immediately. But tell them to come in peace formation, not battle formation." "Yes, Captain," Jake replied. "Should I mention the alien situation?" "Yes. It is time Earth knew the truth about our galactic neighbors." Within hours, 3 more human ships arrived. The UES Endeavour, commanded by Captain Ben Hayes, the UES Discovery, led by Captain Matt Cooper, and the UES Horizon under Captain Carol Davis. All 4 human ships waited together as the Zenari military fleet approached. The Zenari ships were much larger than the Liberty, but moved in a way that seemed nervous and hesitant. When they were close enough, communications came through. "This is War Leader Thexan of the Zenari Defense Force," a stern musical voice announced. "We demand to speak with the Deathworld species that captured our diplomatic team." Captain Lisa responded calmly. "This is Captain Lisa Martinez of the human vessel Liberty. We did not capture anyone. We rescued 3 Zenari from a damaged ship and have been caring for them." "Impossible," War Leader Thexan replied. "Deathworlders do not rescue. They conquer and control." Veltar requested permission to speak to his military commander. "War Leader, this is Ambassador Veltar. The humans saved our lives. They have treated us with great kindness. You have been deceived, Ambassador. Deathworld species are known for their cunning. Report to our ships immediately for medical examination and debriefing." Engineer Kixana and Medical Officer Zephys also tried to explain to their military that humans were peaceful. But War Leader Thexan refused to believe them. "We have studied the reports you sent," Thexan said. "You describe beings who live in crushing gravity, toxic atmosphere, and violent weather. You say they perform medical procedures that would kill normal patients. You report that their young train for combat from childhood." Lisa was confused. "Combat training? What combat training?" Veltar looked embarrassed. "I told them about children playing sports in your videos. Running, jumping, falling down, and getting up again. To Zenari, such activities look like advanced warrior conditioning." Security Chief Ryan Brooks had been listening to the conversation. He spoke quietly to Lisa. "Captain, I think we have made the situation worse just by being ourselves." "What do you mean?" "Everything we do seems threatening to them. When I walk normally, they think I am charging at them. When Dr. Foster gives medical treatment, they think he is performing torture. When children play games, they think we are training soldiers." Meanwhile, Communications Officer Sam Johnson was monitoring Zenari military communications. What he heard made him very worried. "Captain, I am picking up radio chatter between the alien ships. They are talking about something called a preemptive defensive strike." Lisa felt cold fear in her stomach. "Are they planning to attack us?" "Not just us," Sam said grimly. "They are discussing attacking Earth before humans can develop faster. Space travel." The situation became more tense when War Leader Thexan demanded that human ships submit to inspection. "We must verify that Deathworlders are not carrying weapons of mass destruction." Captain Ben Hayes, commanding the Endeavour, responded with military pride. "We are peaceful vessels on a rescue mission. We will not submit to hostile inspection." This made the Zenari even more suspicious. To them, refusing inspection proved that humans were hiding something dangerous. Engineer Kixana tried to help by explaining human technology to his own people, but this backfired badly. "Their tools are built to withstand conditions that would destroy our equipment," he reported. "Their computers operate in temperature and pressure ranges that would kill Zenari technicians. Even their basic hand tools are strong enough to cut through our ship hulls." War leader Thexan interpreted this as evidence that humans built everything as weapons. Deathworlders always militarize their technology. This proves they are preparing for conquest. The breaking point came when Security Officer Nina Walsh tried to demonstrate that humans were not threatening. She offered to show the Zenari some basic human movements to prove they were not combat techniques. "I will show you that human children playing is not military training," she told War Leader Thexan over video communication. Nina performed a simple gymnastics routine, some flips, handstands, and athletic movements that any Earth child might do in gym class. To the watching Zenari, it looked like an incredible display of combat readiness. "Impossible," Thexan said in shock. "No being should be able to move with such speed and control. This proves that all humans are highly trained warriors." When Nina mentioned that millions of human children learned similar skills in school, the Zenari military commander became convinced that Earth operated a planet-wide military training system. "Every human child is a soldier in training," he announced. To his fleet, "This species is preparing for galactic war." Tyler Bell, the communications specialist on the Discovery, intercepted an emergency message the Zenari sent to their government. "Captain Martinez, they are requesting immediate permission to destroy Earth before humanity can spread beyond this solar system." The human captains held an emergency meeting by video link. "We are in serious trouble," Captain Nat Cooper said. "Everything we do makes us look more dangerous to them. How can we prove we are peaceful when our normal behavior seems threatening?" Captain Carol Davis asked. Ambassador Veltar, listening to the human captains, finally understood the terrible problem. "Your species evolved to survive in conditions that would kill us. To you, this seems normal. To us, it proves you are the most dangerous beings in the galaxy." Engineer Kixana added sadly, "Every human strength looks like a weapon to us. Your endurance looks like military conditioning. Your intelligence looks like strategic planning. Your technology looks like preparation for war." Medical Officer Zephas made a frightening observation. "Even your kindness seems dangerous. You rescued us from certain death, healed our injuries, and treated us as honored guests." To Zenari thinking, only a very confident predator would be so calm around potential prey. Captain Lisa realized that humanity faced the greatest crisis in its history. The galaxy saw humans as monsters, and every attempt to prove otherwise made them seem more monstrous. "We need to find a way to show them who we really are," she said, "before they decide to destroy our entire world." But with Zenari warships surrounding them and more alien fleets probably on the way, time was running out for humanity to prove it deserved to live. Captain Lisa Martinez knew that humanity had only one chance to avoid disaster. She called for an emergency meeting between all human ships and the Zenari fleet. This time, she had a plan. "War Leader Thexan, I request permission to present evidence about human nature," she said over the communication system. "Give us 1 hour to prove that we are not the monsters you think we are." The Zenari military commander was suspicious. "What kind of evidence?" "Let me show you what humans really are," Lisa replied. "Not through words, but through actions and history." After much discussion among the Zenari fleet, War Leader Thexan agreed. 1 hour. But any sign of deception or threat, and we will act to protect the galaxy. Lisa gathered her senior officers and the 3 Zenari guests in the main conference room. Dr. Alex Foster and Chief Science Officer Dan Murphy had prepared a special presentation. We want to show you how humans evolved and what we truly value, Dr. Foster began. Yes, we are physically strong by your standards. But that strength came from our need to survive, not our desire to conquer. He showed images of early human history, people working together to hunt large animals, building communities, caring for sick and injured members of their tribes. Humans who cooperated survived, Dr. Foster explained. Those who fought only for themselves usually died. Our strength came from helping each other, not from dominating others. Dan Murphy added, human evolution created warriors, yes, but warriors who fight to protect their families and communities, not to conquer others. War leader Thexan was not convinced. The Krexhai also claimed to be protectors at first. Commander Carl Turner, a military historian from the Endeavor, joined the conversation. Let me tell you about human warfare, war leader. We have fought many wars, but we have also worked very hard to stop fighting. He showed the Zenari images of human peace treaties, international laws, and organizations like the United Nations. Humans created rules to limit warfare. We built institutions to solve problems without fighting. We even have laws about how to treat enemies during war. This could be deception, war leader Thexan said. The Krexhai were also intelligent. The breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Dr. Foster's 12-year-old daughter Emma was visiting the Liberty during her school break. She had been quietly listening to the adults talk about aliens for weeks. Emma walked into the conference room, carrying her tablet computer. She had been watching videos about the Zenari homeworld that Ambassador Valtar had shared. Excuse me, she said politely to war leader Thexan's image on the screen. Are those really purple flowers growing in your cities? The question surprised everyone. War leader Thexan looked confused. Yes, child. Purple bloom pods grow throughout our urban areas. Emma's eyes lit up with excitement. That is so cool. Do they smell nice? Can you eat them? Do little animals live in them? Veltar translated Emma's questions for the Zenari commander. For the first time since arriving, war leader Thexan seemed less suspicious. The bloom pods have a sweet scent, he answered. Small, flying creatures do live among them, but they are not safe for most species to eat. I would love to see them someday, Emma said with genuine wonder. And I want to learn about all the different animals on your world. Do you have anything like earth elephants? Medical officer Zephys made soft musical sounds that the translator identified as gentle laughter. We have large creatures, but nothing as impressive as your elephants. Earth animals are much stronger than ours. Strong, but not mean, Emma said firmly. Most Earth animals are just trying to live their lives, like people do. You just have to be careful around them and respect their space. She showed war leader Thex and videos of herself feeding ducks in a park, petting friendly dogs, and watching butterflies land on flowers. See? Earth looks scary to you, but it is just home to us. We love our animals and plants. We work very hard to protect them. Emma's innocent curiosity and obvious love for life began to change how the Zenari saw humans. Here was a young human who was excited about meeting aliens, not afraid of them or planning to fight them. What do you want to be when you grow up, young human? War leader Thexan asked. A xenobiologist, Emma said proudly. That means I want to study alien life forms. I want to visit other planets and learn about how different creatures live in different environments. Ambassador Veltar made excited. Musical sounds. She wants to be an explorer and scientist, not a warrior. Emma nodded enthusiastically. I want to help protect animals on other worlds too. Earth taught us that every creature is important for keeping nature healthy. The conversation continued for another hour. Emma asked endless questions about Zenari culture, their art, their science, and their music. She wanted to know if Zenari children played games, what their schools were like, and whether they had pets. War leader Thex An found himself answering each question with growing amazement. This young human showed no fear, no aggression, no desire to conquer. She was simply curious about the universe and excited to learn about new friends. War leader, Ambassador Veltar said quietly, "This child represents what I have been trying to tell you about humans. They are explorers and protectors, not conquerors." Engineer Kixina added his support. "I have watched human engineers work. They build things to last and to help people. Their tools are strong because their environment demands it, not because they plan to use them as weapons." Medical Officer Zephys spoke up as well. "Dr. Foster heals people the same way he heals aliens, with gentleness and care. His methods seem harsh to us because humans are stronger, but his intention is always to help." War leader Thexan was quiet for a long time. Finally, he spoke. "Child Emma, do all human young ones think like you?" "Most of us do," Emma said cheerfully. "We learn in school about taking care of our planet and being kind to others. My friends are all excited about the idea of meeting aliens and learning about space. They are not being trained for war?" Emma laughed. "No, we play sports and games, but that is just for fun and exercise. Some kids want to be soldiers to protect people, but most of us want to be scientists, doctors, teachers, artists, or explorers." Captain Lisa saw that the mood in the room had changed. "War leader, humanity has problems, just like any species. We make mistakes, and sometimes we fight. But we always try to do better. We dream of exploring the stars and making friends with other civilizations." Commander Jake Sullivan added, "We have been broadcasting our radio signals into space for decades, hoping that someone would hear them and contact us. We wanted to join a galactic community, not conquer it." Dr. Foster showed more videos of human space exploration. "Every human mission to other planets has been about discovery and science. We sent robots to Mars to look for signs of life, not to claim territory. We have rules about not contaminating other worlds with Earth bacteria," Dan Murphy explained. "We try to explore space responsibly." War leader Thexan made thoughtful musical sounds. "Your species is very different from what we expected. Different from the Krex High?" Lisa asked hopefully. "Very different. The Krex High never showed curiosity about other species. They never sent children to learn about alien cultures. They certainly never worried about protecting the environments of other worlds." Ambassador Veltar felt hope growing in his hearts. "War leader, I believe humans deserve a chance to prove themselves to the galaxy. What do you propose?" "The military," Commander asked. "Let me return to the Zenari Commonwealth with a full report about humanity. Let our scientists and diplomats study what I have learned. Give humans time to show the galaxy who they really are." War leader Thex An considered this carefully. The other species in the galaxy are very frightened. Many still demand immediate action against the Deathworld species. "Then let us help change their minds," Captain Lisa suggested. "Let us work together to show that Deathworld species can be peaceful." Emma had been listening to the serious conversation. Now she spoke up again. "Mr. Thexan, could I maybe visit your world someday? I promise I would be very careful and follow all your safety rules." The idea of a human child wanting to visit Zenari worlds instead of conquering them seemed to convince war leader Thex An more than any diplomatic argument. "Perhaps," he said slowly, "that could be arranged with proper environmental suits and medical support." Over the next few hours, humans and Zanari worked together to create a plan. The 3 Zanari guests would return home as ambassadors for humanity. They would carry video messages from humans of all ages, showing the galaxy what Earth people were really like. War leader Thexan agreed to recommend that the Zanari Commonwealth sponsors humanity's peaceful introduction to galactic civilization. It would be a slow process, giving other species time to get used to the idea of friendly Deathworlders. This will not be easy, Veltar warned. Many species will still be afraid. But if humans continue to show the same kindness and curiosity you have shown us, I believe the galaxy will eventually accept you. As the Zanari ships prepared to leave, Emma gave Ambassador Veltar a gift, a small earth flower pressed between pieces of glass. This is a daisy, she explained. It is one of the most common flowers on Earth, but I think it is beautiful. I want you to remember that Earth is not just a death world. It is also a world full of life and beauty. Veltar carefully took the gift. I will treasure this always, you.